Hello, just a quick tip now. If you're using the TinyMCE editor in a project, you probably want to have a list of links so that when your user or yourself is generating content, you can generate a link like this, and you have this drop down box, and these are what's provided in the examples when you download it. And you can see that's really handy. To get this up and running and working, in the file, in the JavaScript that you include on the page where you want your TinyMCE editor, you need this option set to the correct path on your system depending on what type of installation you've got. This is mine, yours will be different. And the link list.js that's provided with the examples, just put a .php on the end, and then find that file in your examples or wherever and put .php on the end, and that will make the server parse it as a PHP file. Then we can go in and generate this array via PHP, and then we can make it dynamic by fetching our pages from a database or wherever. Okay? So let's get started. First of all, we're going to send a header just so that nobody gets confused here. Next, because I don't know what type of system you're building or what type of web application you're building, I'm just going to create a hard-coded array here of links and their text. Just like this. Now, I like to start off an output variable called O. And then we want to count how many links we have in this array. Right now we know there's 2 in this one, but it's going to be different when you generate it dynamically. So we'll put count equals count and then links. That means that this variable will hold an integer equal to how many links are in this array. Then we need something that's going to count through our loop as well. So we'll say use the I, and we'll set that equal to 1 to start with. Now we're going to loop through each one of our links. So we're going to say for each links as text URL, and then we're going to use the sprintf function to build our string. I like to start my sprintf off like this. So start it off like that, put a second set of brackets, 2 quote marks, because that's where our string is going to go, then a comma there, and then break it open like that. Put a semicolon there, and now we're ready. Now, what I like to do with things like this is just copy and paste the result that we want, so they can't make any errors, basically. So that's what we want each time. That's each link. Each link wants to be in that format. So we're just going to change that to be the second argument. We'll just copy that like that. And that one's going to be the first. Now this is going to be text, which we're getting from here. And the second is going to be URL. So for each link that's in that array, this O variable is going to get this added to it each time. And sprintf works by evaluating the string and replacing whatever it gets from these variables into the string. Okay, so that's great, but at the moment, by the time we've gone through the links array, we're just going to have two of these sections side by side at the moment, and if we look back to what TinyMCE is expecting, which is that, we need a comma at the end, but not like many arrays in many languages, but not on the last one. So to do that, because we're keeping count up here, still in the for each loop, we're just going to say if I, meaning the one that we're on right now, is less than count, which is the total amount, then put a comma at the end, but only if it evaluates to true. So either way, increment this. So all that's happening now is we're looping through every link that's in this array. For every one, we're building this string, and if it's not the last one, we're adding a comma directly after it. The moment that I, which starts off at 1, and after the first run through, it'll then be 2. The moment it's no longer less than the total amount, the comma will not be added. So that will perfectly build our string. Then we're down here. Now we're out of PHP, and at the moment that string is just sitting in the variable O. So now let's paste back in what we got from the example. Copy and paste is your friend. But now we're going to delete everything inside apart from when we're initiating the array. Now we can just use the PHP short tags and just put O there. You can even finish it off with a semicolon if you want. So now all of this is done behind the scenes, and the only thing that's outputted is this array, which we're generating dynamically. So if this has all worked, when we go back to our website in a moment, we should have, in the drop down, we should have link 1 and link 2 and their respective URLs. Back here, refresh, link 1 and link 2. That's great. So just to test, if you were to click insert now and look at the HTML, you can see it's generated a link with the link there. That's great. The only additional thing is you may, depending how you're retrieving this and how you're going to script this PHP, you could, for example, append, prepend, you know, if you want an absolute URL, you could do that. Just bear in mind, if you do what I've just done, you're going to get 2 forward slashes, so you can either take it off here or here. I would personally take it off there. And you have your links. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Full code can be found on my website, which is shakyshane.com. Thank you.